Hi, everybody, and welcome to Dem Wise Girls. I'm your girl, Jada.
And I'm Lala. Thank you for tuning in with us.
We hope you guys had an amazing week and an awesome weekend. La, you look so pretty. I love your braids. You looking so cute. You giving me 90s vibe right now. 90s vibe.
Thank you. Yes, I've been saying that I had to do something with my hair because this pregnancy and having hair is just no joke. So I found a new beautician that actually did my hair this trip, and I'm very, very pleased with it.
It looks nice. You look good.
Thank you. Yeah, my normal girls in Brooklyn, but of course, COVID and all, and pregnancy, I can't be traveling. So I found a new one for Pennsylvania, and I'm very pleased. Her name's Virginia, very nice, very pleasant, and she did it so fast. So I'm very happy, but thanks. I like the top knot. It looks
Thank you. I got to do something with it, child, because it needs to get done. In fact, I'm going to go this week and get it washed because, as you know, I went to my girl Pink, and I'll be going back to her again next month to have her do my hair. So that's what I plan on doing. But I had to do something because it was not looking like this 10 minutes ago.
It looks very, very nice. Very nice. It's funny because I came across something motivational and I'm going to try and stick with it. So how you're hesitant to do things, you just don't feel up to doing things. And for me, it's often my hair, right? So henceforth, I went and got braids. But I wish I came across this motivational technique before I got braids, because it's when you, for example, it's called the 5-second rule. And the best example I can say is when you want to sleep and your alarm clock goes off. So your habit is to hit the snooze button. So before you hit the snooze button, or before you decide, oh, I'm going to walk out the house with my hair looking a mess, before you make the actual decision, you count to 5 back, you count down to 1 from 5 seconds backwards. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the thought is that within those 5 seconds, by the time you get to second 1, you're making that move, you're making that decision. And
you gotta send me that.
Yeah, for me, I will. I just came across it yesterday, and I was like, you know what? I need to start, implementing these things. So it's more or less a self-motivational tool to keep you moving in the right direction, whether it be, hey, let me do something with my hair. Hey, let me, not do that bad thing and push the snooze button. Let me get up when I'm supposed to get up.
Right.
So you figure you waiting 5 seconds and doing that technique, you're actually getting up out the bed. You're making making effort.
Right.
To do an action. So,
which I think is so good, because I know for me, I hit the snooze button a lot. I have to actually set different times on my phone, because I'll hit it, it'll go off, I'll go back to sleep. I'll come on again, I'll hit it, go off, go back to sleep. And it's just like, okay, Jade, you're gonna have to get it together and get up and get out the bed, because you gotta work. Because before you know it, the time has gone. Now you're like, oh, I gotta get up, I gotta hurry up. And now you're rushing and trying to get ready. And that's why I'm a firm believer. I put all my clothes out the night before. I've been doing this since elementary school. Okay? Put my clothes out the night before.
That does it the morning of.
Exactly. Put my clothes out the night before. Everything is in reach. So if I do happen to oversleep, I could just go, okay, let me shower, get dressed, put my clothes on. I'm still out the door in a good enough time. So I'm so for that. That is a really good idea and a good thought. So I like that. I like that a lot. So did you see Brandy, Eve, Notori, and another lady, I forgot her name. They're coming out with this new show, Queens, on ABC this fall. I'm so looking forward to it. What do you think? Brandy, I think, and Eve dropped the snippet of it yesterday. And I'm like, I have to watch this show. What do you think?
I gotta say, I am looking forward to it. I did see the snippet on, I think it was Brandy's page, but I'm not exactly sure. But I did see, and automatically, I follow Brandy, but I'm not like a big fan of hers. I like Eve more so than
Really?
Brandy.
And I love Brandy. And I like Eve too, but I love Brandy.
I always thought she was a little odd.
Really?
But I did. But that's just me. I have to say, she is talented. She's talented in terms of actress world as well as singer world. But for me, she just wasn't doing it for me when we were growing up. But no, I am very excited. I really, really like Eve. I just, I like to see her be something other than a rapper. She's had a whole bunch of acting, small acting debuts here and there.
Right.
But for her to be in an actual series, I'm very excited.
I just hope that this is a series that continues to take off. Like they don't shut down or they don't cancel. Like they do a lot of good stuff that people are into and interested in. It's like, oh, we're on for 2 or 3 seasons and then it's gone. I hope this is something that could last for a nice little time so that way people could really see the full story develop. And I really think it's going to be a really good show. I'm definitely going to support it. I'm watching it for sure come October, because October will be here before you know it.
Before we know it, man.
We're already at September 13th. So October is definitely right around the corner. So I'm definitely looking forward to that for sure.
Now I have to put a disclaimer out. If we experience any interruption in our connection, I am experiencing bad weather right now. All of a sudden I hear thunder.
Oh, and wow.
I don't even know where this came from, but I do vaguely remember they were saying there was going to be overcast this afternoon, but so just letting you know, if you hear thunder and rumbling, it's the thunder. It's
no problem. No, it's cool. No worries at all.
I'm very excited about that.
Me too. So I came across this article on, I think it was the Shade Room, or it might have been online somewhere, but I know it's been circulated around a lot about Nike shutting down for a week to give their employees mental health break. And I thought that was so amazing. And they're still getting paid because some places are doing it too and they're not paying them.
Bojangles paid their workers. For 2 days, they're not getting paid.
Exactly. And my thing is, you think people still don't need no form of income coming in, especially with still heavy in a pandemic? I was like, Nike, that is what I am talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Agreed. I think that is something that a lot of employers should follow or take, take note of, because, employees are not just numbers. Right. And a lot of employers think, oh, well, this one's irreplaceable. I'm not irreplaceable. This one's replaceable. This one's replaceable. In reality, we're people.
Right.
We're not robots. We're not just workers. And the truth about it is the more priority that you give to your employee, the more production or product you get from them.
Right.
And I feel like Nike really is honing in on that. In the past, I felt like it was just Apple and Google and those employers, but I really commend Nike to give them a whole week because the pandemic has been rough. And, let's face it, there are plenty of people that have mental health concerns that, untruthfully, they're going undiagnosed. They're not addressed. And you're just compacting it and compacting it and compacting it. And then it leads to just a major breakdown where they don't function. And it's not that they have a deficit, that something's wrong with them, because sometimes we all have difficult moments in our life.
Absolutely. We're not perfect people, so that's inevitable. You're going to have that.
Exactly. And when you don't have a break and you have to keep going, or you need to utilize that leave in order to take a full week. Sometimes you can't afford it because you have families and you have to say, oh, I need to save this time for my potentially sick children.
I got bills to pay. I got things to do. But Nike really values their employees because they thought enough of them to do something as grand as that. And I'm going to say this, in all my years of living life, never seen so many homeless people, specifically downtown Brooklyn, because that's where I go for my physical therapy. I've never seen so many homeless people down there in my life. And I'm starting to see some of these people on a regular basis. Like, I know who they are at this point in time. I see them, and it's just so sad because you think of a city like New York, where it's supposed to be rich in opportunity. I'm gonna say it like that. You have all these high-rise buildings. You have all these things. You know, nobody should be homeless. You have all these supposedly job opportunities. And you have all these people who are homeless, who are in homeless shelters, who are on trains all day with their stuff because they don't have a place to live. They can't afford a place to live. I read an article recently where it says that New York is now neck and neck with San Francisco as the most expensive place to rent.
Really?
Yes. And it is, because if you look, they're offering studio apartments $2,000. Who got money like that? People don't make that type of money, although people make a nice amount of money in the state of New York, but still people don't make that type of money. Studio apartments, studio. And it's sad, you know. I know I've worked with people in the past who've had to have multiple roommates, not one roommate, 2 or 3 roommates, just to make ends meet because rent is super expensive. So, you know, I think it's such a sad thing when you have all of these things going on and you have the mental health and you have stuff like that. And, you know, there are resources, but are these people getting the resources that they need in order to survive? And clearly they aren't, which is the bad part about it.
You know, it's crazy that we're talking about this because the hairdresser that did my hair, she had actually went to Hawaii recently for vacation for a week. And she said, same thing, the amount of homeless people was crazy. And for them to be on such a beautiful island, I said, you know, poverty does not escape paradise.
Exactly.
I said, poverty is especially in paradise because Hawaii is crazy expensive.
Right.
And it's crazy that you're telling me this because, you know, before it used to be that New York would kind of try and clean it up, so to speak, and say, okay, you got to get off the street, go on a side street, get off the street. But if they're in plain view, it's clearly an epidemic.
On this so I was coming from the doctor the other night with my mother. And you know, you being a mom, you're protective of your child no matter how old they are. And even your mom is still protective of you no matter how old you are.
Yes.
So unfortunately, there was a homeless man coming down the street. And my mom jumped in front of me because she was like, take me first. Don't take my baby. This is my baby girl. You're not taking her. I said, Mom, I know that man, not personally. I didn't know him personally, but I know him from the area because I see him all the time because I come to physical therapy right around the corner. So I know him because I see him sitting right here all the time. And, you know, even though you never know what a person may do, but I'm like, I know him, you know, even though we don't know each other.
Yeah, but you've seen
I feel like I know him because I've seen him. And I said, you know, I understand you being a mom, you want to protect your child. I said, but, you know, the man got feelings too. He looked a little sad. I felt a little bad for him. I said, you over here trying to be Superwoman. And look, you done made the man sad. You know, and it just goes to show you how you never know what can happen in your life, and you have to really appreciate it. And when you do have the opportunities to do certain things, I always say do them. Don't say it, well, I got this, or I got that, or I got, because you never know what could happen in life.
Never know.
You never, ever know.
Well, I'm going to say this. Your mom meant well.
She did, and I still loved her for it. Yeah. But I told her she's getting a little too old to be doing that. Let me step out. I'm younger than her. You That's don't need. Right. I don't need you falling and breaking the bone.
Put them up. But I will tell you that, unfortunately, mental illness for the homeless, or in regards or relation to the homeless, is very rampant, especially during the pandemic.
Yes.
No one is handling it well.
Nope.
And I'm not sure if you saw, but the state of Illinois has recognized this, and they have decided that they are going to extend to their students a 5-day allowance for mental health. Did you see that?
Yeah.
I was amazed, and I applaud Illinois because they, to my knowledge, are the first ones doing it.
Yeah.
And they acknowledge that there is an issue, and it's an issue, especially with the pandemic, and children, they need a break. So you figure in the past, it used to be, and it still is, a certain amount of absences. And then they either start sending someone to check in at your home to see what's going on, and vice things of that nature. They may try and hold
truant. They will see them as a truant of the state because
that's it. Yes. Well, now they have an allowance of 5 mental health days. And I think that they should take that and run with it, especially in the employer world. Because how often do you need to take off because you just mentally are exhausted?
We won't get into it. But
that's the truth.
We won't get into it, but it's the truth.
Why does it take Illinois to acknowledge K through 12 needs a break? We are adults. We face way more. I mean, not to say the children don't face things. They face a lot.
They do. Poor baby.
Yes. Unfortunately, they face way more than we faced when we were children.
Yes.
But we as adults also have to manage house and home and work. And we do ourselves need breaks.
I wish jobs would offer it to you. Because like you said, the children, they do need it. And honestly, I'm going to keep it 150 because we keep it 150 here on the mic.
150 over here.
I think I was taking mental health breaks in school before I knew they were mental health breaks, because and I wasn't the type of kid that stayed home all the time, but I would be like, oh, mommy, my tummy hurts. I don't feel like going to school today. And because she knew I wasn't that type of child, she'd be like, okay, we'll stay home and rest and stuff like that. And I think really I just was taking a mental health day at, 10 and 11 and 12 and not realizing that was a mental health day that I just needed a time out from school because it was becoming too much for me.
Agreed. Agreed. We were doing things way ahead of the time.
Exactly.
Way ahead of.
Exactly. And for me, I needed it. And I'm thankful I did it, and even as an adult. And I'm thankful because I have an amazing supervisor who really implements that. She's like, take your time. This is your time. You need to take your time. And so I'm very bad at that. I won't take my time, but baby, I'm about to have me a little moment because I'm going to take my little time,
right.
Because I take that time. It gets to a point it's not even going to roll over for me, and I feel like I've been working nonstop, constantly on a regular basis all the time. And, I'll take off a day here and then a couple of months later, I'm taking off a day there. But sometimes you just need a moment to reset, recharge, and really get it together so you could give people your all. And I feel like that's important.
You can't pour into someone else's glass if your glass is not full.
Exactly.
If your glass is empty, what are you giving someone else?
Exactly. Exactly.
So you have to take care of yourself and fulfill your needs in order to be able to give to someone else.
Absolutely. I agree with that 100%. That is so true. You do. And I don't want to get to that point where I'm on E. You know how you're driving and you on E, and you need to get you some gas and fill up that car, because otherwise you won't be going nowhere. And I don't want to be on E. I want to be at full.
Especially when you're saying, oh, I'm on E, but I'm just going to keep going just a little bit more. Yeah. Let me get down to the next street, to the next light. Yeah. Eventually you will break down.
Exactly. And that's just what it is. But that is so true. I'm so happy for those kids in Illinois that they get that amazing opportunity of having those mental health days. And, that teaches them from young as they get older, knowing what they need in order to make sure their mental health is at the beginning. And
I think it starts with valuing mental health.
Yeah, and I always say this to people: if your job gives you vacation time, utilize it. Utilize the vacation time. Don't just let it stack up. Use it if you need a moment to, even if you're not going nowhere. And that's what I'm trying to teach myself, because I'm like, vacation time is for vacation. But no, you need it. Sometimes you need it to just recharge, reset.
But that's why we need the mental health days. Yeah. Say, hey, let's acknowledge that our employees are having sometimes difficult moments. Yeah. And it's just moments. It's just a moment. It doesn't mean that they're crazy. Doesn't make them any less good at their job. It's just a moment.
Right. I agree with you 100%. I think
we really, in terms of employer realm, we in the United States need to do better at that. Even when you think of FMLA, right? So they just started extending the ability for males to take parental leave.
Yes.
Previously, it was the maternity leave was for the female.
Right. Now husbands can take it as well.
Yes. And my thing is they're just catching on to things. If you think of things like in Sweden and places like that,
yes,
males been taking parental leave.
Absolutely.
Be late to the game. This is not something new. The States is not just bringing something to the forefront. No, we're in their dust.
Exactly.
And it's sad because our people have suffered for it.
Yes, that is so true. It's so true. And I'm glad that they have that now too. That now a father could be home and take that time and bond with their newborn as well. I think that is beautiful, because that's a lot for a mom, especially if you have other children. That's a lot of work, a newborn, other kids. It's a lot. You need those extra set of hands in your household. And that is really extremely important to have, because you want to be hands-on with your family. So I think that is so amazing.
It is a nice benefit.
Yes. Absolutely. We thank you guys so much for being here with us tonight. We loved catching up, and we wanted to have a little chat, because we never want to leave you guys hanging. Of course, we got to come and have a little conversation. We thank you, everybody. We want to thank everyone who watches and likes and shares out Dem Wise Girl videos. We have a lot more amazing content coming soon as well. We're trying to keep up with you all on social media. We have our YouTube page, so you can always check us out, whether it be Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. We are all over. We're here, and we love to hear from you guys. So please, if you have anything to say, mention it in the chat, in the comment section, and guess what? We respond.
That's right. And you know what? We encourage you to go ahead and give us a little taste or prelude if you have seen the Aretha Franklin movie.
Yes, please
tell us. A little spoiler. Just a little.
Yes. We want to know. We want to hear from you guys. So please make sure you watch, share this out, and follow us on Instagram. And please subscribe. I can't talk tonight. Subscribe to our YouTube page. And we're on there, and we also interact on there as well. If you do have a business you would like for us to promote, please send us an email at demwisegirls@gmail.com. demwisegirls@gmail.com, and we will follow up with you. So thank you so much for watching. We hope you guys are doing amazing and staying safe and masking up and putting on that sanitizer. So we hope you guys have a great evening, and we will see you next week with a brand new episode of Dem Wise Girls. Good night, everyone.
Have a good week. Bye.